You know that feeling when something amazing happens?
Oh, yeah. Like when you win a competition or maybe find money in an old jacket.
Exactly! That huge wave of surprise or excitement. But then you try to tell your English speaking friends about it.
And all that comes out is, wow, good. Or maybe just, oh, very surprising.
Right? It doesn't capture the actual emotion. You sound like a robot instead of someone thrilled or shocked.
That's the problem we hear about all the time. How do you express real natural emotion in English without relying on super basic expressions?
That's our focus today.
Hi, everyone. I'm Leo.
And I'm Mia.
Welcome back to the English Blend.
We help you sound more natural and confident when you speak English.
Today, we're looking at how to move past those basic expressions of surprise, shock, or excitement and truly get your point across.
Exactly. So grab your coffee and let's get started.
So, when we talk about being able to express ourselves emotionally, we are really talking about fluency, aren't we?
We are. That's the core issue. Many students get stuck because they prioritize accuracy over fluency.
That's a great distinction to make early on. What do we mean by accuracy, Mia?
Accuracy is focusing on getting every single grammatical structure perfectly correct. Are your verb tenses flawless? Is your prepositions usage impeccable?
So if I say, yesterday I go to the store, that's inaccurate grammar, even though you know what I mean.
Precisely. Now, fluency is different. Fluency means the ability to communicate smoothly and without unnatural pauses. It's about getting your message across.
Even if I mess up a preposition or I use the wrong article?
Yes, fluency equals communication, not perfection. If you can successfully convey that you are shocked, even if you use a phrase that's slightly grammatically odd, you are being fluent in communication.
So, if I see a giant dog and I shout, "Dog! Huge! Never seen before!" I might be low on accuracy, but I achieved communication fluency because I conveyed my surprise and fear.
Bingo. The person you're talking to understands the main idea immediately. That's what counts in real life, right?
Absolutely right. And this brings us to the biggest problem that blocks fluency, especially when trying to express sudden emotions like excitement or shock, grammar blocks.
Oh, the dreaded grammar block. It's like hitting a wall every time you open your mouth.
It is. Learners stop speaking because they are internally checking their grammar rules. They're thinking, wait, should I use the present perfect continuous here or the past simple?
And while they are deciding between tenses, the moment of surprise or excitement has passed. The conversation has moved on.
They miss the chance to express, I was so shocked, I couldn't believe my eyes, because they were busy conjugating the verb to believe.
And that's heartbreaking because when you are genuinely surprised or excited, native speakers often use very short, even incomplete sentences.
We do. We don't pause to conjugate. We just use immediate, strong expressions. Think about what you say when you get a sudden gift. You don't usually say, I am currently experiencing a great deal of surprise and delight regarding this gift.
No. You say, no way, or are you serious? Or maybe just, wow, thanks. These are short bursts.
And these short bursts often bypass complex grammar rules entirely. We rely on intonation and fixed phrases instead.
Let's delve into why the over-focus on grammar creates such a block.
It usually happens because students learn English by analyzing it first, rather than using it first. They treat language like a math problem that needs to be solved perfectly, rather than a tool for connection.
They solve the equation in their heads. I must express shock. Shock requires an exclamation. I must use a perfect passive structure. And by the time they get the sentence out, it's stiff and unnatural.
And it doesn't sound shocked at all. It sounds rehearsed. Fluency means letting the language flow, even with mistakes. Remember, it's not the end of the world if you make a mistake.
That's such a crucial lesson. Making mistakes is how we learn. If you're talking about a sudden lottery win and you mix up was and were, who cares? You still communicated the excitement of winning the money.
Exactly. The listener is focused on the event, not the grammar textbook.
Let's look at some specific expressions for strong feelings. These are the tools that help you get your point across instantly, bypassing the grammar check.
Perfect. We're focusing on natural reaction chunks.
For extreme excitement or positive surprise, forget "I am very happy." Try using intensifiers.
Instead of "that is a great idea," we say "that is absolutely amazing" or "that is brilliant."
And you can use short interjections like "get out" or "shut up." Note, we use this idiom here to mean "I can't believe it." It's not aggressive, just super informal surprise.
That's a great cultural note. If an American friend says "shut up" after you tell them you got a raise, they aren't being rude. They're just incredibly surprised or impressed.
Yes, it's a quick, high-energy way to react. Let me give you a short story to illustrate this. This is a required structural element.
Lay it on me.
I was recently talking to a colleague, Sarah, about her trip to Japan. She said she had forgotten her favorite book on the plane. I said, "Oh no, that's terrible."
A sad story.
But then, 2 weeks later, the airline found the book and mailed it back to her globally, free of charge.
No way! That's incredible!
That's exactly what I said. I used my emotional reaction. Are you kidding me? And that's insane. I didn't say, "I am surprised by the highly unusual dedication of the airline personnel."
Are you kidding me? And that immediate reaction shows genuine engagement, which is essential for feeling comfortable in conversation.
So, to summarize part 1, fluency is your goal. Mistakes are acceptable because it's not the end of the world if you skip a comma or use the wrong tense. Communication is key.
Absolutely. Now, let's talk practical steps. How do learners train themselves out of the grammar paralysis?
Time for our practical tips for building fluency. These are the real steps you can take starting today.
Tip 1, massive listening and imitation.
This is huge. If you want to react naturally, you have to absorb natural reactions. Find media, podcasts, YouTube clips, movies, and listen specifically for how people express surprise or excitement. Don't just listen to the words, listen to the intonation.
Right. The word really can mean 3 different things depending on the tone. Boredom, skepticism, or genuine shock. Listen for that difference.
And then you have to imitate it. Don't just understand it. Copy the sounds exactly. Practice in front of a mirror. Really? Shocked tone versus really? Tired tone.
You're building an emotional muscle memory. You're training yourself to react automatically without engaging the grammar center of your brain first.
Tip 2. Focus on chunks, not individual words.
We touched on this with "are you kidding me?" A chunk is a group of words that always go together, almost like one big word.
Instead of learning kid, you, are, me, you learn the whole phrase. Are you kidding me? It functions as a single unit of shock or disbelief.
Other great chunks for expressing sudden emotion: "you've got to be joking," or "I nearly fell off my chair."
That last one, "I nearly fell off my chair," is a perfect example of a fixed, slightly exaggerated phrase. You don't literally mean you fell. It means you were extremely surprised or excited.
And the grammar's already done for you. You don't have to worry about "nearly did fall" or "almost falling." It's just "I nearly fell off my chair." Use it as is.
Tip 3. Implement the 3-second rule. This is probably the hardest tip for high-level students, but it's essential for breaking through the block.
The rule is simple. When asked a question or when you need to react, you must respond within 3 seconds.
3 seconds is generous, honestly, for a natural response, but it forces you to stop overthinking. If you are aiming for perfect grammar, you will take 5, 10, even 15 seconds. That's why you hit a wall.
If the timer hits 3 seconds and you haven't spoken, you must say something, even if it's an immediate filler like "wow" or "that's interesting," just to keep the conversation flowing.
This prioritizes fluency, keeping the flow going, over accuracy, perfect structure. Remember, your goal is to get your point across.
And if you make a mistake under pressure, it's not the end of the world. You fix it later or you just keep going. The conversation keeps moving forward.
Let's revisit our language-focused phrases and idioms. These are great tools for enhancing emotional expression and making you sound native.
We covered 3 important ones today. Let's do a quick review and give more context.
Phrase 1, to get your point across.
This means successfully communicating what you intended to say. Example, even though my grammar wasn't perfect, I managed to get my point across that the meeting was canceled.
It's about effective communication, not elegant communication. Did they understand the core message? If yes, you got your point across.
Phrase 2, to hit a wall.
This idiom means to reach a barrier or a limit where you can't progress anymore.
We use it often for language learning. Example, I was studying for 3 hours straight, and then suddenly I hit a wall and couldn't remember any vocabulary.
We used it today specifically about grammar. When you hit a wall because you're overthinking grammar, that's when you need to switch to simple, practiced chunks.
Phrase 3, not the end of the world.
This is a fantastic, comforting phrase for when something goes wrong. It means the mistake or problem is minor and survivable.
I forgot to send the email, but it's not the end of the world. I can send it tomorrow morning.
It's a great reminder to learners. If you say, she go to the party instead of she went, guess what? It's not the end of the world. Your listener understood. The communication succeeded.
And let's throw in 2 more useful phrases for expressing emotion directly, ones we touched on earlier.
Idiom 4, I nearly fell off my chair.
Use this when something causes great surprise or shock. It's an exaggeration, but very common. Example, when the boss announced we were all getting bonuses, I nearly fell off my chair.
Idiom 5, you've got to be joking.
A strong expression of disbelief, often used both for good news, excitement, and bad news, shock or dismay. It emphasizes that the information is hard to process.
It's short, punchy, and instantly communicates a high level of emotion.
Wow, we covered a lot about why we freeze up and how to start unfreezing.
It's all about mindset, right? Moving that mindset from I must be perfect to I must communicate.
Let's quickly recap the main takeaways.
First, remember the core definitions. Fluency is the flow and speed of your communication. Accuracy is the correctness of your grammar.
A required structural element.
Prioritize fluency to express yourself naturally.
A required structural element.
Second, realize that focusing too much on grammar often leads you to hit a wall,
A specific required phrase.
especially when expressing sudden emotions like surprise or excitement. Third, use our practical tips daily. Massive listening to copy intonation, learning language chunks, and implementing the strict 3-second rule.
And finally, don't fear mistakes. You will still get your point across, and ultimately, one small mistake is not the end of the world.
The key to expressing surprise naturally is having those pre-made emotional chunks ready to fire off without thinking about the underlying verb tense. Keep practicing those short, powerful reactions we discussed. No way. Are you kidding me? Or, that's insane. Practice them in the mirror, practice them in the shower, practice them until they become automatic, because those automatic reactions are the secret to real-life fluency.
Thank you so much for joining us for this episode of the English Blend. We love helping you sound more confident.
Keep practicing those spontaneous reactions in your daily English life, and let us know what phrases you find most useful.
That was a great talk.
Yes, see you in the next episode of the English Blend.